they put all in them. Well, I would just do cocaine. That was really, yeah. So not just, yeah.
That's down and dirty, right?
Yeah.
Kid Rock is, he's terrific. He came to the convention. He knocked everybody out. He's a great guy. He's just a great guy. He's popular, very popular.
Oh, he's a real dirt serpent too, dude. He's a freaking legend, you know?
He
gets up there and he rants and he does his thing, and he's not necessarily, I'm sure his advisors go crazy, but he's not reading off. He doesn't have 14.
Kid Rock is one of his advisors, you know?
You don't anymore?
No, I don't do it anymore, man.
So you're way up with cocaine more than anything else you can think of.
Cocaine will turn you into a damn owl, homie. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You'll be out on your own porch, you know?
Yeah.
You'll be your own street lamp.
That's, I think, really the way to address it.
Oh, there's fentanyl in half the bookshelves they make over there, dude. You put a half a set of dictionaries and that bitch will give way.
A lot of people that want to see me come back and win because we had a great time. We had the greatest economy in history when I was president. We had
oh, yeah. My cousin got a boat.
An asthma society of America.
They hated Mustangs?
Yeah, they didn't like Mustangs because of that.
Come on, dude.
No,
if you have asthma, if you get a Mustang, you got a chance with the ladies, I feel like. But if you just show up with asthma, dude, it's a wrap.
Yeah, it's not a good selling.
It's right there. See, look,
there
you are, and I'm right behind you there.
Oh,
slapping with that hat on, the white guy in the hat.
That's great. That's right. The white guy in the hat is right.
I don't do it anymore, man, and I'm not doing it.
Is it too much? Too much to handle?
Some of the stuff started to get a real rattle in it, too. I don't know where we were even getting it from in this country, but yeah, it started to make me feel like I was a mechanic.
That's great.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of us there, but I was one of them for sure.
That's right.
Yeah, see, that's me right. We had on, like, trains cats around the country.
Really?
With a traveling cat circus,
That's pretty amazing.
So that's who you're following up, you know?
That's right.
So, just so you
That's way more interesting than a politician, man.
And they did. They threatened him violently, I think. And he didn't want to get
really
out. Remember, he said, only God will get me out, right? Only God will get me.
Somebody dressed up like God and just chased him out of there.
Yeah, and what happened is...
That smokes on that bicycle or whatever. He smoked like 11 cigarettes. Dude, I was in a meeting. Some guy had a fish hook stuck in his freaking cheek, dude.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Dude, yeah.
Man.
But he had 2 weeks clean.
Yeah. He'd either had a really bad night or a really good night.
He became an unbelievable alcoholic, uncontrollable alcoholic.
Oh, I thought you meant like one of the
died.
best. I would hate to have a real long wiener if you have a cat. That would be the fucking.
It'd be dangerous.
It would be dangerous.
Talk about a cat toy.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. But you'd have to put a little bell at the end of it or something.
They were sort of, as young guys, they were with their grandfather, and he would take them hunting in Czechoslovakia.
Czechoslovakia,
Yeah,
damn.
can you imagine?
It's a lot of letters. Coworkers, he's like, man, I hate seeing bananas Foster on the menu because I was raised in a foster home, and it makes me sad. Isn't that ridiculous?
Well, yeah.
Like, just to equate, like, bananas Foster and being raised in a foster home. But I was like,
That's a long time.
Yeah.
That's a name you don't hear too much anymore, but it was...
I'd need a scope just to get through the spelling of that word.
That's right.
I think,
A lot of people.
Yeah.
But
when I was much skinnier, much better looking.
Oh, yeah. The Marines, dude. That was the original Ozempic.
That's right. That's right.
That's Brozempic, dude.
That is good. That is good.
You've been outspoken against Trump. Do you see why people like him?
I do. Gets up there and he rants and he does his thing, and he's not necessarily...
My smile hit.
Okay,
I mean,
good.
the more he squeezed the edges of my smile, you could hear him ding against my earlobe.
I'm sure his advisors go crazy. He's not reading off. He doesn't have 14.
Kid Rock is one of his advisors. You know? And look, I love Kid Rock, but they're the most thirsty.
Yeah.
The Irish, yeah. I mean, they're good at it. They make it look good. I mean, you can't even do cocaine in this country anymore, And that seems like a crazy thing to say. And don't say that. Don't say that. But I said it. But yeah, but don't say that anymore. It's almost like, it's like when you have a babysitter and they don't want to have any fun or whatever.
yeah.
The last one I went to, some dude selling a fucking boat at one of them.
It's exactly.
And we're like, you can't, dude. We're trying to get off of drugs, dude. And some guy started bidding on the boat. I'm like, and they had made him take it outside, because it's outside issues or whatever. Oh yeah, I thought that for a second. I thought you were describing a wedding in Appalachia, dude. That's what I thought for a second. So,
we've had.
Dude, I was in a meeting. Some guy had a fish hook stuck in his freaking cheek.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Dude, yeah.
Man.
But he had 2 weeks clean.
Yeah. He'd either had a really bad night or a really good night.
People who are, on the sidewalks.
Like freelance, yeah.
Right. Or they're in shelter, they're...
Yeah. God dang, it's just like, all right, dude. Catch and release, brother. Catch and release. He probably tried to come across the border. And I only say that because we've had a couple of Border Patrol agents on here, and so we've learned a good bit about it. I'm going to go to the grocery store. I'm going to get an apple, right? I'm going to eat it. And then after I eat it, you're going to tell me how much it costs.
You got
know?
it.
What all the guys you used to do cocaine with?
I did it by myself.
Good. That's a fun way to do it. Chopping outlines at home.
Yeah. I'd change outfits and come back in and be a different guy. The gayest one is the one in the recycling bin. He's always like, hey. You know, at least the other ones are in the trash. There's always that one that kind of wanders up from the recycling bin and he's wearing like a negligee, your mom's or something. You're like, what the f? Yeah. I'm like, hey, don't do it. This is for me. You know, just yelling at the other me.
You're literally doing it alone.
Oh, yeah, brother. I would do it alone, and I'd go hide it somewhere. And I'd be like, I'm going to bed. I'm not doing anymore. And then I would fucking get up and go find it, you know? And I would do more. And
It does affect your sleep patterns.
yeah, are you
I've heard
kidding me?
that. Yeah.
Most of my sleep patterns was me praying, dude, that somebody would fucking pour Gatorade down my chimney. Just because it's like has electrolytes in it. I would be so dehydrated.
So you're not much of a planner.
No.
You didn't go to Costco ahead of time and just get a pallet of it.
Women, we always run cold.
Oh, yes, I've heard that. My friend Neil Brennan is a comedian. He has a bunch of jokes about
Yeah,
that.
and so I'm a woman and I'm black, so I naturally like the heat.
Oh, so black women prefer to be warmer?
Yeah, of course. No, well, we like the heat. Like our natural habitat is warm.
Oh, that's
and
a good point,
Yeah,
huh?
my family's Caribbean, so like the warmth feels great.
Sometimes I don't think about that. It would be great if your AC or whatever had like a Caribbean setting or whatever, and you could have set that and suddenly like some great music came out.
It'd just
like,
be perfect.
And then
Perfect.
some guy's trying to get you to gamble offshore. Suddenly you're like, what temperature is this? That would be so crazy.
Yeah.
Well, it was like, I knew you. I was like, we've done this before. And I almost felt like he knew it. And he was like this bastard is this dude. I was like, tell me why you came before. That's what
I know you from another life.
Yeah.
What was our beef?
Like, dude, yeah. And I'll say this is a little girl on the right.
Huh?
She looks like, and this guy is also a very handsome guy. In this photo, she looks like Anthony Smith, who is one of the greatest UFC fighters. Bring up a photo of Anthony Smith as well on a separate, and I shouldn't say that because she's going to get upset.
Yeah, and she's not the one to upset, so you just be very careful here before she Anthony Smiths you.
Okay, yeah, never mind.
I love that they wear hats still to weddings, like fascinators rather, which I learned. I learned that they're called fascinators, not
A
hats.
fascinator is a hat?
It's called like the ones you wear to the wedding. Those are called fascinators, not hats, and there is a difference.
Bring it up.
Yeah.
A fascinator.
Yeah, see, I want to see him spell it too, because that's even.
He sounds like a gay superhero, kind of. That's how I feel.
It-
Oh, shit. And it's just a dude that shows up and it's like, he doesn't have any specific powers like any of the other superheroes. He's just like more like exciting. He's like, oh, shit, there's Fascinator Randy or whatever. Dude. Okay, United
Japan.
States, Germany, Canada, Japan, Switzerland.
I can't see that.
I've never heard of that.
Yeah.
Comparable county average.
You're screwing with me.
Austria. Well, I think they misspelled it, dude. There's not that many zits in it. Wow.
I'm not a big raisin guy.
Yeah.
You like raisins?
because I like grapes that have been through something, you know? It's just who I am, you know? So, yeah, I guess I do like it, you know?
I guess I like my grapes, you know, nice and clean and
Oh, I like
unaffected.
grapes of wrath, you know, which are basically raisins.
Everybody in politics has a vice that's much worse than alcoholism is the way that I put it. But we
Release the list.
seriously, we need to release the Epstein list.
You gotta try this product. It's unbelievable.
Maybe I'll try one towards the end of the episode.
It will wind you
Really?
up. Yes. Once you try this, you're gonna get a lot richer.
Is that their advertising campaign?
Zyn is not a sin. That's the advertising campaign.
Really?
Yeah, but the truth is Zyn is a powerful work enhancer. And also, if you know what it is.
See?
Yeah.
Talking erection, huh?
Yep.
I don't know if I want a Zen-supported wiener, you know? I don't know.
I think you do.
You think so? Oh, yeah, because you want people to get addicted to
Just
it.
close your eyes.
Oh, damn.
Like that.
That's the neighbor saying, hey, it's real quiet over there.
Just whack it on the nightstand.
One of the reasons I don't do cocaine anymore is because they fucking ruined it
Why?
with the fentanyl.
Used to be just baby laxative.
Yeah, but I'd rather shit than die, you know?
I agree with that.
I mean, I'd rather get off the toilet and be like, oh, that was hectic than be like, laying there just like, God, wish I could
Going
shit,
blue, yeah.
but I got to go to heaven.
And that, by the way, is a guess. Okay. But that's the hope.
And most of the shit I was doing, I think it was Sherwin-Williams.
Yeah.
You know, this shit had, I remember doing an 8-ball of matte finish. So I'm like, this isn't legitimate, some semi-gloss. I'm like, this is for fucking shutters. This is outdoor with it. I've done some very questionable cocaine,
I was like maybe 13. I was in 8th grade when I started, and it's totally.
Where were you? Were you out with the boys or you was at the house and you smoked
I was at
one?
school.
Smoked one at school?
Oh, yeah. It was allowed, actually. It was a pretty freaky with a teacher. It sounds like it was in the 1800s.
Sounds romantic, I think.
It was romantic. It was great.
Just to sneak, it sounds like espionage.
No. It was totally open. You could smoke at school. I could smoke at school through senior year of high school. Oh, yeah.
No.
Oh, yeah.
You could smoke as a child at school.
Oh, yeah. I had parental permission, yeah. I shouldn't be saying this. It's, you know what's so funny? People would be like, yeah, I did ayahuasca or DMT. And everyone's like, it's so cool. It's like, yeah, I smoked a cigarette. What? You're a criminal. I wouldn't say smoking is a great long-term play.
Yeah.
I don't think that it is. Where I quit when I was 45 because I felt like I probably should.
Oh, well, this person has a PhD. I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
Now, they may be smart, but I don't care
Yeah,
about.
PhD's only 3, doesn't even spell anything.
Yeah, exactly. But I don't care about. The letters. No, I'm gonna have dinner with my kids tonight, so it's a big deal.
Yeah.
Skyline Chili, in not in Cincinnati.
Well,
we're doing Skyline Chili in Middletown.
Even if you have other chilling, you just say that, dude. I won't tell you. That's one thing I don't care if you lie about. Dude.
No, man. Skyline is good. Have you ever had Skyline?
Skyline goes straight to the basement. I know that, brother. I'll tell you that, dude. I have had it. I respect it. Okay. I've had it at a wedding.
God.
I've had it at a wedding in Covington, Kentucky. I've had
yeah, that's a good wedding, man.
You ever ridden on Greyhound?
I've always been a sizable man, and they buck me off every time I try.
Really?
Yeah, wheel around and bite me. Yeah, they don't. It's hard to saddle a Greyhound.
No, I mean the bus service.
Oh, sorry. I thought you meant the dogs.
Oh, no. Greyhound's unbelievable, dude. I remember one time a guy's on there, right, sitting by me. He goes, hey, there was a brother on there, and he goes, hey, you want to see something? And I thought it was going to be his wiener, right? Because I've been on the bus before. And I was like, yeah, I'll see it, you know. And he had a bag of jewelry and a gun, and he just robbed a jewelry store.
Wow.
And he had a
Did
bag
you
of
buy
jewelry.
any?
No, I didn't buy any, but he wanted me to sit there and look at it, and I put on a couple of the necklaces or whatever. And
Did you act impressed?
Oh, yeah, because I was scared. And they always give the guy, you know, once you get out of jail, they give you a ticket on the fucking Greyhound.
But imagine you rob a jewelry store and your getaway vehicle is a Greyhound bus.
Unbelievable.
You are retarded.
You're like, we got to get out of here in 7 hours.
I bought the ticket.
You have a brother? You have a brother.
I have an older brother. Yeah.
Yeah. You guys ever go to a concert together?
Nope, I don't think we. He lives in Oxford, England.
Yeah, it's fancy over there. And I like that girl that smokes that plays, dude. Puffer McGavin or whatever.
I have eyes only for one woman,
Left.
Theo. I've only my wife.
Yeah, no, I like her. You don't have to know what I'm talking about. Yeah.
No comment.
She's like
no
the
comment. No comment from Senator
She's like
Vance.
the hot John Daly.
I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, she's like
the
the
hot
hot-
John Daly.
Yeah.
John Daly doesn't really do it for you. He's a good dude though.
Oh, no, I like John, man. If you need a ride in an ambulance, hang out with John. You'll get one in heartbeat.
When you go into a hospital, you're there for a couple hours, and you get a bill that's $2,000. You're like, yeah, that Tylenol we gave you, that was $300. Like, well, I would have never taken the effing Tylenol
Yeah.
if I knew it was gonna be $300.
Yeah, they're like, it was mined from the Tylenol mines in Rome or whatever. And you're like, you're lying. This is unbelievable, though. I mean, I think this is amazing. This is empowering patients through radical price transparency. Today, President Trump signed an executive order to empower patients with clear, accurate, and actionable healthcare pricing information. The order directs the Department of Treasury, Labor and Health and Human Services to rapidly implement and enforce the healthcare price transparency regulations. The departments will ensure hospitals and insurers disclose actual prices, not estimates, and take action to make prices comparable across hospitals. And yeah, I think because the number one cause, this is one thing that, like I've never really been super political, but one thing that I did latch on to over the past few years is this program called Power to the Patients, and Fat Joe has been an advocate for them. We've done some stuff for them. John Jones, the UFC fighter. But it's that, when you go to, there they are right there. When you go to the hospital, they can just say, agree to pay. Mm-hmm. Then you get the bill later and the prices are insane, but you have no idea what the prices are.
They're burglars and they're not even wearing fascinators.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what pisses me off the most. They're not even wearing fascinators and they're burglars, and it's ridiculous because they're usually stealing from the poorest people in America, and it's so awful.
I definitely think that one of the things that certainly excited me about Trump when he first was running was, wow, this guy is fucking rogue. And you know what?
He is.
And this whole thing is so messed up now that's what I hated politics so much. I hated that. I was like, I would hire a Muppet to go in there with a hammer.
That's right. You know what? I was 27, 28, I had like a pretty bad temper. You know, like if somebody cut me off, I'd be really pissed off. Now I don't drive anymore because I have a Secret Service detail, which is probably a good thing.
So you have 3 children that are out of your body right now. Is that what you're saying?
Out of my body, yeah, 3. We did 3 under 3.
Thought was pretty amazing about bringing Bobby Kennedy into you guys' campaign is that he's a sheriff for that kind of shit.
He really is.
You know, for caring. I think for genuinely caring about people.
I agree.
Because I know he cares about people. It's like I have friends that don't care about me. They're still my friends, some of them, but he's a friend that is a caring guy. Woody Guthrie, I've heard of him. Yeah.
Yeah, and actually his granddaughter helped me out during my campaigns. He wrote a lot during the Great Depression. So he went around the hobo camps, talked to poor people, you know.
Oh, wow.
And he wrote songs. You ever hear the song, This Land Is Your Land? That's his song.
Oh, wow. I didn't even think somebody wrote that.
And, you know, kids have no filter.
Yeah.
Right. So like one of the things that we call on our side of the aisle is that we'll call the news journalists, the corporate media, I call them fake news. Right. You gotta be careful about that shit because my kid's getting on the plane with me, my 4-year-old, to come to an event, and
somebody gets on the loudspeaker, they're saying where to sit or whatever, and he's like, fake news.
No, he sees all these people taking photos of us and videos because I get photographed and video. You know, I'm constantly being photographed wherever I go, and he sees these people with cameras. He goes, "Daddy, is that the fake news?" Yeah. And you realize you got to be a little bit more careful about what you say.
You're like, no, that's Grandma. Now smile. Yeah. Okay, that's Grandma's getting a picture of us.
That's right.
I stayed in a house, God, like it was 1400 to 1300. Who the hell knows? I mean, really, it goes way, way back.
Oh yeah, the plumb. Yeah, you got to bring your own plumbing, I'm sure.
Well, they've advanced a little bit, but
my house, like the toddlers are running things. They're running things.
They are,
and I'm scared of them.
Yeah,
and I feel comfortable saying that here. I wouldn't tell them that. I act tough.
No, you got to. Yeah, I think you go away from the house.
We don't let them know we're outnumbered, you know, because they're just kind of learning to count. But we are fully outnumbered.
You only teach them to count to 2
before they start making sense and having little toddler meetings of like, hey, listen up. There's more of us than there are of them. Fat Joe is not fat anymore. He hasn't been fat for a very long time.
That's true, but the price they charged him for it is insane, though.
Yeah, really? Crazy. He's in good shape now.
You're right. Sorry, Medium Joe.
Medium Joe.